Oh, yes, Bertie. Yes, Bertie. Well done, man. I cannot wait to hear what the podcast is about.
And that's Scotty's impression from one of his favourite films, maybe the 1989 smash hit When Harry Met Sally. If you know that movie, you might know the scene. I think Scotty is trying to impressionate there. But yes, this is episode 114. We are here. Well, we're not. I am. And it's me and Clips from 114. So, unfortunately, the lads aren't here today. So it's me you're dealing with for the next 45-50 minutes. Because unfortunately, I can't talk to myself for an hour. But we made it. We're there. We've the episode done. We have it in the bank. We will not fail you. Every Wednesday morning at 7:02am, you will get the Wafffle Hour. The JB Wafffle Hour podcast will be on Spotify. So make sure you give a listen. On this episode, like I said, we have a few clips to go through. I covered every shell bomb I could. Phrases saying I got a dad joke that mightn't have really worked, and we have a very special guest. We replaced Owen with another Owen, so make sure you listen through to make sure you find that little segment in the middle. And it's already aptly named Wafffle For One, and that is me for this week. I hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Love that song, man.
Remember last week when you messed up your line?
Yeah.
What do you say? Song that I love. Bad. You watching
song I love.
Too much Yoda. Hi guys. Hi Bert.
How are you?
Do you want to do your thing?
Hello everybody, we are back with episode 114. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode. Me and Scotty chilled out in the sitting room watching the Liverpool game, and we talked all about football, supporting football teams, or even just being a fan of anything. But this week it is episode 114. Yes, welcome. You might notice, maybe you haven't noticed, maybe my little ruse at the start has made you think that there is more than one person doing this podcast this week. But unfortunately, John is on his Chinese adventure still. He's staying there for New Year. Chinese New Year is sometime in February, I do believe. And Scotty is otherwise engaged tonight. Not getting engaged, otherwise engaged. We don't want to be starting any rumours here on the podcast. So, it's either a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure which way you look upon it, but it's me and you for the next hour or so. But I have got some clips of the lads and some of the Wafffle game, classic Wafffle game, to slot in as well. So it's a little bit of a mix, match and gathering of an episode tonight. So, or today, this morning, of course. You will be listening to this at, hopefully you jump on Spotify at 7:02am every Wednesday morning. And while you're there, make sure you interact with us on any polls or questions we ask on Spotify. Make sure to follow us. If you would like to rate us also, please, 5 stars if possible. If you are not already following us on social media, please do that. Social media, Instagram mainly. There's a Facebook page there. There's also a Twitter and a TikTok. But yeah, Instagram's the main one. So if you go on there, interact with any posts we have up, and follow us also. Share with your friends as well, wherever they may be. We have some listeners in Peru and Brazil in South America. We have gone across Europe as well. We have some Belgium and Czech Republic also. So welcome to everybody who listens, and also our listeners here at home in Ireland and across the water in the UK, where most of our listeners are. But we have reached the lands of Australia too, so welcome one and all. Our first throwback is going back to last summer, yes, the summer of 2023, and episode 73, where we got very excited over a piece of correspondence we received. It was one of our very first emails we got describing about the show. A lovely old lady called Dinah discovered our podcast on Spotify and was listening to us and telling us how much it meant to her. Unfortunately, later on we found out that it was a little bit of a practical joke played on us by Nicole. And we were very upset. We were heartbroken over it. We haven't really talked to her since. She's been sending us flowers and chocolates and trying to make up and constantly apologising. But if there's one thing me and John can do, is hold a grudge. Unfortunately, Scotty had to forgive her due to particular reasons. But anyway, I'll let you or let John take it away, and you can have a listen. And if you want to listen to the full episode and the rest of the information on it, it is episode 73.
So we got this. So just as a backstory, we got this email during the week about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, listener mail.
That So obviously all because Bertie says please email us in. Obviously this is a result of it.
We love correspondence.
And Bertie sent this as a screenshot over to us, and we were like, nah, that can't. Whose mate is that? And we were like, okay, so let me have a read of it. Dear John, Bertie, and Scotty, I like how she put my name first.
Already a winner, John.
I want to send an email to you to tell you that I have highly enjoyed listening to your podcast station, and you are doing a great job. I'm not used to these podcast things, as I'm of an older generation, as they say, but my niece showed me how to work the podcasts, and I found you by chance when autocorrect led me astray. But I'm so glad that it did, because you are three lovely young lads with lovely, youthful voices, and you keep a woman like myself feeling young with your great banter and a bit of cheekiness. For a good measure.
How does she know we
sure
don't
you have Sure you have to have that. I was trying to show my friend how to work the podcast station as well, but she found it a bit queer to get sorted. I'll set her straight, as I know she'll love you as much as I do. Her name is Ita, and she's had a tough time of late. She needs a good laugh. Life is lonely sometimes, but you keep my joy alive and my lungs full of laughter. I do be spluttering and spilling me tea at times, but sure, that's all what it's about. I loved the bit of Gaelga this week and hearing about your love for Saint Mammies.
Was you Bertie?
Yeah.
Sure, where would you be without your mammy? Wishing you all the best with love and thanks, Dinah. P.S. I'm Dinah here, the next one. LOL. Are you on the podcast station every Wednesday?
Look at that. Every Wednesday, 7:02, Dinah.
Yeah, AM.
Yeah.
Earlier on, me and Scotty were talking about what topic to do this evening, and what we were actually going to do was bad habits. Now, once again, there was a classic miscommunication on my part. I thought we were going to talk about nun habits and how stylish and non-stylish they were, and what kind of fashion is coming to the nun world in 2024, how functional they are, and can you run in them, can you exercise in them, and so on and so forth, what sizes they come in, what styles, but it was actually bad habits because January is 2024, and a lot of people might be thinking over January to kick some bad habits, set in some new good habits perhaps for the year ahead. So a little bit of advice on that. Some of the habits people might want to kick in January 2024 is, of course, not exercising enough. So people might want to start exercising. A little bit of advice from my side on that would be to ease yourself in. Don't jump in, because if you jump in the deep end and you cannot swim, you will not survive. So take it nice and easy over January. Ease yourself in. If you have never gone to the gym before and you're feeling that you want to, it's okay, it's a safe place, but as is everywhere, there are some people who are dickheads. But do not be put off by that. Exercising outside is always great, going for walks, going for runs. If you want to do that first, if it's weight loss, correct your diet. Make sure you're always in a calorie deficit, and you will lose weight without exercising. Although, if you're going to put in time, as I always say, you may as well exercise, get a little bit better cardio fitness into you. And also, if you are spending the time to exercise, why not include some resistance training and get a little bit strong on the way. Other things you might want to do in 2024, if you're not getting enough sleep of course is highly important for recovery and sharpness the next day and feeling better about yourself. So maybe if you go to bed late, try to go to bed a bit earlier. An extra hour would make the world of difference. If you need not this time of year, you won't need blackout curtains, but maybe you will when the sunny mornings come back. Better mattresses, better sleeping arrangements maybe. Move your bed, feng shui the bedroom a little bit, and you might be able to sleep that little bit better. Not going on your phone. before you go to bed is obviously good. A lot of people suggest maybe an hour wind down before you go to bed or before you go to sleep, which is always good. Smoking. Do many people still smoke? Maybe you should be giving up vaping. Maybe that might be the way to go. Also, not a great habit. People do dry January, of course, after maybe drinking over the Christmas period. You might need a break for that. Give your liver a chance to rejuvenate itself, revitalise itself. Sleeping in late is also just as bad as not getting enough sleep the night before. Lying, nail biting, not drinking enough water. Always stay hydrated. Good for the brain too. Poor spending habits. Maybe you want to concentrate on your finances in 2024. Maybe sorting them out. Maybe start saving a little bit of money. I notice a lot of things on TikTok about if you save a certain amount every month, what you might end up at the end of the month. Budgeting, sorting out your finances that way. Maybe not spending on things like a new pair of runners, a new top that you may not need. Just because you want it doesn't mean you should have it. Set out some goals. I always recommend maybe have a goal to save your money for, whether it's your car insurance, which is, very adult, of course, or a holiday or things like that. And I think Revolut is really good at helping you budget money, setting up some vaults, although I think they're called them wallets now or something, don't they? And the money will go in there every month. And it's also great to have maybe the Revolut instead of always using your bank, your online banking maybe, or your credit card. It's always nice for the little amounts. But on your Revolut, whatever spending money you want to spend for the month, €300, €400, whatever the case may be, on the extra stuff, of course, diesel, fuel, food, they're all necessities, of course. If you have a car, you also need to fuel yourself. Other habits you might want to go on, maybe some more whimsical ones, perhaps, would be replacing the toilet paper. Or the toilet roll or the kitchen roll in the kitchen if you are the person who last used it, or maybe empty the bin when you place the last little bit on it and the bin is full. Maybe bring that out. Recycling in 2024 is going to be a big one, whether you have a brown bin for all your food waste, your blue bin then for your recycling, and then your green bin I think is a general waste. Is that what you call it? So yeah, if you want to do that, that would be a great thing. I know the new bottle charge is coming in all the shops, so you can bring back your bottles and get money back, which means all the bottles you buy, and I think cans are included in that as well, are going to be that little bit dearer in 2024, to force you to go back to the shop to get your 25 cent back for your bottle. I think it's actually between 15 and 25. So if recycling is the way to go, do it. You can start maybe a compost bin. Start planning your garden maybe for this summer if you want to grow some vegetables, which is always quite interesting, especially to pass that on to your kids and everything like that, to be able to grow some vegetables, interest in garden, interest in the outside. Maybe you want a muss-free lawn in 2024. Time to start thinking about that. It's all about little goals and little plans, if you want to go that way. But yeah, recycling would be a very good one to start into. Saving electricity is always good. Maybe not leave the light on. Don't run the tap while you're brushing your teeth in the morning. Is always a good one to save water on. Being late, procrastination as well. Maybe you want to be more productive in 2024. Maybe you have goals now in January. Is the time to kind of set goals. I always say maybe wait until the second week to kind of nail down these kind of things, because the first week you're still in that Christmas spirit. There's still a lot of things knocking around, whether the Christmas decorations are up. There's still a whole Christmas spirit. Currently this week it's a little bit on the chilly side, so it reminds you a little bit of Christmas. It's probably a little bit more Christmassy this week than it was over Christmas, just because of the cold, the nip in the air and the frost. So yeah, so second week is always better. You don't want to be hepped up and high on chocolate and sweets and sugar in the first week of January and make all these massive unattainable goals perhaps, and then fall in the middle of January and give them up. But yeah, so I know this would have been better. I'm sure Scotty would have had loads of input into bad habits. But if we will put a question out on Spotify, if you want to send in any quirky bad habits that annoy you, grind your gears, and we can talk about them on next week's show.
Influencer, I can't speak, responds to people saying she will regret the tattoo of her boyfriend's name she got on her forehead. So Anna, did John like this? No, he didn't.
No, I seen this.
I seen it though.
You did see it, John.
And I read about it.
I read about it.
Anna Stanskovsky decided to get her boyfriend Kevin, one of the Minions' names, tattooed on her forehead.
Of all things to say.
Yeah, because of love, apparently. People in the comments were telling her that she will regret it and she will come out. She came out swinging in the video. Everyone is. I'm going to do it in her voice where she's Stanskovsky. Everyone is saying to me, I will regret that. And every time I look into the mirror, I'm like, I'm in love. So, what do you think of this, guys? Not the accent that I just did. But
I'd like to debunk it.
Yeah, do you not see the video, no?
No!
Yeah.
Oh, no!
You're out of date,
Sorry,
Scotty.
Scotty.
What happened? So, what happened here? Tell me.
It was fake. It was just a viral video that was made.
Yeah, no, but she
right.
was doing it for the right reasons.
What was
So
the
she
reasons?
wanted to warn younger people about getting too many tattoos because she has loads of tattoos go up her arm and across her chest that she regrets. But she says people told her when she was younger that she might regret some of these and think more carefully about them.
Yeah.
But those people didn't have tattoos. So she just thought it was more credible coming from someone who had a lot of tattoos.
Ah, very good. Well done to her.
But technically you can get away with it. Like let's say Kevin broke up with her. Plenty more Kevins in the world.
That's true. You just walk into a bar and be like, anyone here called Kevin?
Kevin.
Yeah, me. Yeah, you'll do.
Kevin.
But you could turn it. I'm sure you could turn it into something fairly easily.
I don't know. Could.
Anyway, so that was
Paint the
debunked.
black and go black.
Great stuff. Gee, Mac. Well, good on her. I was thinking,
There
God, she's
are
a big eat.
345.3 people named Kevin for every 100,000 Americans.
What?
Ah, yeah. You'd
What
be
website is this you're on?
There you go.
OnlyFans. You'd be all right getting Kevin in your forehead then, wouldn't you?
There you go. There's loads of them.
That's right. What's Kevin upside down and backwards?
Nevik.
Scotty learned a very valuable lesson back on episode 106 about doing his research. Me and John quickly debunked the story about the lady that got the Kevin tattoo on her forehead, as it was a valuable lesson for people who are thinking about getting tattoos, but it's also a valuable lesson for what you see on social media. Generally, rule is if something is too good to be true or they want you to buy something, don't believe what they say. Always look for valuable research and things that are researched and, things like that. As I mentioned about the bad habits, some people want to exercise, and apologies about keep going back to exercising, but it is a little bit of my wheelhouse. And generally, we don't talk about it too much in the podcast, so I don't want to turn it into like a fitness podcast just because I'm here on my own. But over the course of January, you'll see lots of people trying to sell programs and sell probably nutrition and diet advice and all that crack. But generally, this information is for free. If you go look for it, you will find it. And like I said, advice is for free. So if you do want to know anything, you can always drop us an email into the podcast at jbwafflehour@gmail.com, of course. And I will be happy to answer any fitness questions and bore John and Scotty to tears. When it's just me and Scotty, we like to talk about football. When it's just me, I have a tendency to talk a lot on fitness. Now, next we will have a little bit of a throwback to a fun waffle game.
It's that time, you know the name. It's the reason we all came. Find the words that are the same. It's that time to play the waffle game.
Okay. Oh, every week, scissors, shoot. Every week. Man, I heard doing these FAI camps. I've heard some weird iterations of the rock paper scissors game. Out in Kells, they were going rock paper scissors something blah. They added extra bits to it.
Oh no!
And then the guys in Trim today were like,
Is it like the one off Big Bang Theory? Is it?
no, what's that one?
Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
No, no, it's not that one. No. There's some extra words in Kells, and then today in Trim there was extra words as well, but they were doing a different rhythm.
In Friends, fire.
Oh yeah,
and water balloon.
that's a good one. But yeah, anyway, there's different ways of saying that, and I was shocked. I was like, there's only one way to do rock paper scissors, and it's rock paper scissors shoot.
Yeah.
That's it.
Maybe you can't say certain things anymore, and that's changed around.
Maybe shoot. No, rock
No.
paper scissors.
Maybe two pieces of scissors look like something else. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Bertie.
I know.
I don't. You're
I'm
gonna
trying
have to. You're gonna have to explain that one.
Bit
to me later.
racy for 7 o'clock in the morning. Anyway.
I'm only trying to figure out why they change it.
Okay.
Okay, so you have the choice. Do you want to go first or second?
Oh, you won again, did you?
Oh, I went second last time. I'll go first.
Do you want A or B?
You didn't. You went first, I think.
I went with A last time, so I'm going to go with B this time
Okay.
because he got a really easy one last time.
Okay, so 30 seconds on the clock, Scotty.
But I also lost. None of this makes sense.
Oh yeah, I won.
So you're going for B, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
go for B. All right.
So, John, can you name the 5 rock bands that I have on this page?
Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's the one I would have probably
Rock
done
bands.
shite in, actually.
Okay, let me know when we're starting. Oh, it started.
Yeah.
Metallica, Bon Jovi.
Hair metal band.
No, they are but rock
Sorry.
bands.
Hair metal.
Nirvana.
Grunge band.
Fuck, stop.
Sorry.
Foo Fighters, Kings of Leon.
They're not indie band.
Shut up. Justin Bieber.
Definitely not rock band.
Time.
Tactics.
Give us 30 seconds on the clock there, John.
Crap, I'm scared now.
So, Scotty, you have to name the 5 indie bands that I have on this page.
Ooh, Kings of Leon. The Killers. The Strokes. The Hives. Franz Ferdinand. The Lumineers. Who else is indie? Indie. What can I say? Oasis and Blur. They indie. Who else have I got? Are you timing me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? I can't think now. My mind is totally blank. Indie. Vance Joy. No, that's it. That's all I got.
That's it.
Indie is such a broad spectrum.
I know. I googled it.
Okay.
Okay, so John, your answers were Led Zeppelin,
Ooh,
Rolling Stones,
classic.
Queen, Guns N' Roses, and AC/DC.
Oh, they're all big ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just as soon as you say them as well, you're like,
Annie,
oh,
got
damn.
0. I can't believe it.
Scotty, yours was Arctic Monkeys,
Oh, yeah.
The Smiths,
Oh, yeah.
Sonic Youth,
Oh, for God's sake, we're going way back.
Pixies,
Oh, shit.
and The Strokes.
Hey!
Can't believe it.
That was close.
That was.
Jeez, they went real classic indie and real classic rock,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
they?
Great bands.
Well,
Went
I,
right back.
I googled the top 5 of each.
Yeah, I suppose. I didn't even think of that.
So
I was
I
thinking
don't
more
know.
current.
I don't know who put that list together, but they were the top 5 that they thought anyway. So
The
Scotty,
Smiths is-
Scotty, this is the first time in a long time you won, Scotty.
Yeah, it's been a while now, in fairness. It's been a long time coming. That's what she said.
That was some classic waffle game there. Scotty and John facing off as usual. But that's quite an unusual waffle game because Scotty actually won that. I think he might have won it 3-2, I think. I'm not sure. But yes, the waffle game is always a classic. However, naming the podcast is actually one of my favourite parts of the podcast. The way we come up with different things and different names. I have been lucky enough to, off the top of my head, come up with quite a few names actually. I've named quite a few of the podcast episodes. It just so happens that sometimes names come to you, sometimes it's involved in the episode and things like that. And even right up to the very end, before we even name it, I mightn't have a name, but John or Scotty might say something on something like Twigs and stuff like that, but I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I think I am the best at naming episodes. But one of my favourite names comes from the episode where Sinead was in, talking about Bective Mill, which we love going back to because it is one of our favourite episodes and one of our best listened to episodes as well, along with the greatest Mickey of our generation, which John aptly named. He got to name that one. But yes, the probing tent, I really enjoyed that episode, and I think it's one of the funnier names that we came up with. And like that, it was just a random thing. Sinead was telling a story which you can listen to now as well, and it just something I just said off the cuff and ended up becoming the name of the episode. So I'll let Sinead tell her story about the couple who stayed in Bective Mill and how we came up with the name Probing Tent for that particular episode.
Like, we did have, like, the most interesting people that we've ever had was a guy called Taurus and his girlfriend Zoe, who sold all their possessions, and like they dressed like fairies.
Nice.
And yeah, they came to Ireland to live at the Hill of Tower.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and they arrived in November and they got to Dublin and all of their things were stolen.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then they went to the Hill of Tower and it was like really windy. They couldn't put up their tent. but then they ended up coming to Airbnb, and then they agreed to like do some gardening work for us, and then they ended up like staying there for 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they put up their tent, and it was like they called it their spaceship tent, and you'd get into it every few weeks. Like you'd like have these like full moon ceremonies, and we'd like drink like honey wine out of a cow horn and like do all that, like, you know. That was like the height of it, but they were really interesting people.
Did you at some point worry they weren't going to leave?
Yeah, that did cross our minds, but like actually Zoe and Taurus, when they arrived, they were like in their honeymoon period, and they were like really loved each other, and by the end of it they actually hate each other.
Oh no.
Yeah. But she actually fell pregnant.
No way.
And she moved back to Switzerland, and he moved back to Glastonbury, where he's from.
No way.
Yeah.
Sounds like an absolutely horrible trip they had. It did, didn't it?
I want to know what went on in that space tent.
Yeah, exactly. I'm presuming it was his baby.
She got probed.
I don't.
What did you say?
one way or another. She got probed.
Oh. Jesus, Bertie.
So as you know by now, Scotty is not on tonight's episode, and I am here by myself. So the bonfires, the beacons of Gondor were lit, and a big message was put out to see who could help us out. And he has been dying to get his voice on this podcast, absolutely dying to do it. Just the fact that he does be working a lot because he's such a good employee. And if you're going to replace Scotty with someone, you may as well replace him with someone of the same name. So I am aptly named Work Owen, because I have podcast Owen, who is Scotty. Work Owen shot us in a few voice notes on WhatsApp, because Owen has quite a unique ability to be very picky in his food, and I think he has quite a few quirks, so he's going to explain a few of them, his eating quirks, and the way he doesn't particularly like food for quite weird reasons. So have a listen to Owen explaining his food quirks.
Well, seeing as it was only Christmas, we'll talk about my roast dinners and what I do with them. So what I do with roast dinners basically is I eat it in sections. So I'll eat the veg first, because like that's my least favourite part. I do like veg, I will eat my veg. I don't eat fruit, can't do fruit. So I kind of make it up with the veg, but when I'm having a roast dinner, that has to go. So I'll eat that first, my broccoli, my cauliflower, my peas, whatever it is. Then I'll move on to the meat, because although I like it, and I try have it with every meal, like dinner, it's just not my favourite thing on the plate. So meat goes next. Then at Christmas there was the stuffing and the Yorkshire pudding and mash. And I kind of had a bite of each, like just a little taster. I was like, which one will I pick? Which one has to go first? It's like I'm doing the X Factor or something, like trying to narrow it down. So the first one that went was the stuffing. Like, it was nice, and I went back for seconds, but at that time, when it was on my plate, I had to go first. Then the Yorkshire pudding, and then my mash. I just love mash. Like, always have, always will, because you don't have to chew it, and I love food that you don't have to bite, because, I don't know, maybe that's another little quirk I have, as Bertie likes to say. What else about my food? Well, I don't like bits. That's another reason why I like mash. I just don't like food that has bits in it, like jam. Don't eat fruit, so I don't like that anyway. But I do like yogurt, even fruit flavoured. So when there's like bits in that, I can't do it. Same with orange juice, like apple juice. If there's ever bits in them, no thank you, I'm out. And then I also just like ketchup, like when I was younger I used to eat it with everything. So I'm not talking like cereal and stuff, but because that would be strange. But like even stew, I'd literally just pour ketchup into the middle of it, even though there was like what is it, soup? Is it a type of soup? Like, you couldn't even taste it, you couldn't even see it, it used to just sink to the bottom, but I felt like there was ketchup there in it, so it was edible. I used to do the same with mash and veg and meat, but with the mash, like, I'd mix it in until it goes orange, and then I knew, like, yeah, this is pristine. This is ready to be eaten. And I still kind of do it. I've kind of steered away from it now. Like, I use gravy if it's there, but if there's no gravy, I still eat mash with ketchup. I still eat veg with ketchup. I still eat meat with ketchup. I don't know if that's like taking away the nutritional value of the vegetables, but I don't know. It's just a magic sauce, isn't it? Just makes everything better for me. I might pour it on my life. You can cut that last bit. I didn't mean to say that.
Unfortunately for your own, there is no cutting, there's no editing. It's meant to be the waffle hour. Although it's looking more like the waffle 45 minutes tonight. But yeah, no editing. You have said it is in there. And I'm not sure whether you're doing your impression that time or not, Owen, of Father Austin Purcell, which was the boring priest from Father Ted episode Think Fast, Father Ted. Yes, so he enjoyed some quite good humming noises and things like that, which I think Owen has actually his top 5 humming sounds, so we might get him on someday to talk about that. But yeah, as I said, Owen's got a few little quirks that I've come to know since we started working together. Although we've known each other a little bit longer than the length of time we've been working together, I never really realised all these food habits he has. Yeah, so he is like a little child, but that is him. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and let's see if he actually managed to make it on officially onto one episode, hopefully at some point. Now we'll move on and we'll take a look at maybe some clips from a couple of other episodes. I have brand new shell bombs, so we'll have 3 shell bombs tonight, although one of them will be an origin. But we'll take some clips of some other episodes. And first up is episode 93, which was Wrestling Blurface, which is back from the 16th of August. It was the International Day of the Joke on the 16th of August 2023. And as we all know, John does enjoy a good dad joke. So he has some quite dad moments as well. Yeah, so it was kind of his episode, his idea. So I'll let him take it away.
So today is National Joke Day.
Yay!
Yeah, today. So we said we'd just talk about jokes and the history of jokes and the best jokes and
who are jokes,
people that are jokes, and what makes jokes really good. And wasn't the funny part.
Sorry.
That was actually a real drum thing. That was
There
awesome.
you go.
Yeah, so
I'm going to keep these here for the rest of the podcast until you start telling jokes.
can't wait. Actually. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to have my own drum thingy.
Life.
But yeah, so that's what we're talking about
it's
today.
very subjective.
What is?
What's funny?
Oh yes, it is.
It is, as in depends how you hear it, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, like if you look at, say, like, is it Impractical Jokers? I don't really like that. I don't find that funny.
I love it.
Someone was talking to me about
You love
Impractical
it? I love
Jokers
it.
recently, and they were saying about some of the things that were going on, and I don't get Impractical Jokers. I don't get it.
No.
I love it. I love Impractical Jokers.
It doesn't hit me. I find that anything that's not like a sitcom-y thing from American humour doesn't really land with me that much.
No. Saturday Night Live, do not get it.
No, I don't
It's not
understand.
funny.
No,
Saturday
don't
Night
get
Live.
Saturday Night
There's
Live.
the odd little thing that they do that's quite good. Anything that Chappelle does with them is generally quite good. Is quite funny. I like that. But yeah, their stuff. It's like American comedy is a little bit like someone coming up and showing you pictures of their kids and going, "Look at my kids. Look at my kids. Aren't my kids gorgeous?"
Yeah.
But
Whereas-
even stand-ups and stuff that like are in America, some of them just aren't funny. And you watch these things, and Americans just seem to laugh at anything. I just don't.
They
get
love
it.
Irish comedians over there.
Yeah.
They do, yeah, but they don't understand a lot of them.
No.
That's the problem.
But it definitely takes a certain kind of person to be a good, like, do you know when you go to, like, say, Michael McIntyre, and his warm-up guy is on, and you kind of chuckle, and then he comes on, it's just a different energy, and it's like laughing all the way through, and I like him. And then
Michael's great.
Dara O'Brien is more like, the stories with a punchline. Or
No offense,
funny
I
things.
can't stand Dara O'Brien.
There you go.
comedy.
You see how objective it is.
Yeah, I can't stand.
He's a different type of one.
Yeah, that laugh now.
He's kind of
I would agree with you.
an interesting story that has, like, would you say giggles or humorous things to it.
Yeah.
Michael McIntyre is kind of a little bit more like a punchline.
Yeah. Well, there's different styles
You know.
of comedians.
And then Dylan Moran is definitely a specific taste as well.
He's a story comedian for sure.
Yeah.
I like him. What do you think? What are your opinions on Tommy?
I like Tommy.
The 2009 Tommy Was good, Tommy.
He's definitely no, he hasn't declined, I don't think, but he's changed. He's a different style of comedian now.
Yeah.
Oh, he is, yeah.
He's got a different energy or something, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Whereas what was his stand up where he was wearing the big red shoes and he had a red shirt on. And he did the thing about like the African priests and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
remember
that was his great one.
And
yeah,
that one was
where
absolutely
Declan was running in the marathon, like.
yeah.
Is that the one with
Hilarious.
with the fire alarm going off?
Yeah, is that my phone? Where is Declan? Do you remember? And then he was in the marathon.
That's it.
Wearing a Saw Doctor's t-shirt. Where is Declan? I don't know. He was great.
So good. That was genius.
Jesus.
But he's definitely changed a little bit in the last few years.
Yeah.
I
think he was burned a few times, wasn't he? As in, he said a bad joke and then was...
You have to be careful about who you insult.
Yeah,
when it comes to
and you know the way Jimmy Carr, he's definitely an acquired taste. He has some funny bits, but he definitely pushes the line a lot. But so many people complain about him. It's just... It's not like you were forced to go to a Jimmy Carr gig.
No.
You went because you knew who he was and what he does. So how can you be like all offended at things he says when you knew what kind of comedian he is?
Can I say something controversial? Okay, here we go. I have always thought that Jimmy Carr looks like Johnny.
So Johnny.
Yeah,
but a smooth Johnny.
You're not the first one to say that.
Really?
Yeah. Someone
That's
else said
been
I look
said
like Jimmy
before?
Carr, yeah.
I will say you're aging magnificently.
Yeah, you are. Out of the three of us, you're doing the best.
That picture in the zoo, I just thought that was just majestic as fuck.
Oh, what's good? Yeah,
that was like 20 takes. So
you're very suave.
What can I say? Stop it, lads. We're talking about jokes here today, okay?
Sorry,
calm down. Tell me later. I'll record all of it.
That was not a joke.
Okay, will I give you a little bit of the history?
Of jokes or comedians?
No, jokes in general. So telling jokes. Oh no, that's not the history of it at all. Hold on, let me go through all of my notes. I've got so much here.
Yeah, the poor forest.
I know. Yeah, I really went hard on the history. Oh no, I didn't actually. It's gone.
Oh my god, there's nothing even on that page.
Oh my god. Oh no, here it is. The oldest identified joke is an ancient Sumerian proverb from 1900 BC. That's ages ago, containing toilet humor, something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart in her husband's lap. What?
Did you not pre-fruit?
No, I didn't. Its records were dated to Old Babylonian period, and the joke may go as far back as 2300 BC. The second oldest joke, so that first one was about
can you tell
a
us
woman
that
farting.
joke?
No, it's not. There's no punchline to it.
Right, okay.
They just tell you what it was about. There is one joke here actually. So it goes back to the second oldest joke found, discovered on West Car papyrus, is believed to be about Snefru, who was in ancient Egypt around 1600 BC. And it's like this. Okay, how do you entertain a bored pharaoh? You sail a boatload of young women dressed only in fishing nets down the Nile and urge the pharaoh to catch a fish. That's the second oldest joke, apparently.
Stupid, that's funny.
So terrible.
People always like to laugh. Sure, you know, in medieval times they had the jester and everything like.
Yeah. But that's well before that. That's
I know,
ancient Egypt, like.
I'm just saying.
And then the tale of three ox drivers from Arab completes the three known oldest jokes in the world. This is a comic triple dating back to 1200 BC. Adab, sorry, not Arab. It concerns three men seeking justice from a king on the matter of ownership over a newborn calf, for whose birth they all consider themselves to be partially responsible. The king seeks advice from the priestess on how to rule the case, and she suggests a series of events involving the men's households and wives. The final portion of the story, which included a punchline, has not survived intact, though legible fragments suggest it was bawdy in nature. So
body.
The end of that joke didn't survive the punchline, which is the important part of the joke.
Yes.
But there you go. So jokes go as far back as 1200 BC.
Why is it
no,
called
1600 BC.
Why is it called a punchline? Is like when you're telling a joke, do you like punch someone at the end? Is that what you used to do?
I guess so, yeah. So the punchline is intended to make the audience laugh. The linguistic interpretation of this punchline response is What's that word there? See if you can read that word. Elucidated.
Wow.
Ooh. By Victor Raskin in his script-based semantic theory of humor.
Is it
There you go.
is it a punchline something to do with like maybe the theatre and stuff? You know, like I hope you get in the cast, or break a leg because I hope you get in the cast.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Do you know what the break a leg thing is? What
I just
is
said
about?
that.
Oh, it's because I hope you get in the cast.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. I didn't cop that.
Oh, I thought everybody knew
I
that.
didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that at all.
Oh. Why do I waste all my shell bums?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay.
So what's your favorite type of joke, Bertie? Is it like the stand-up kind of jokes, one-liners?
What do you call cheese that isn't yours?
Nacho cheese.
Nacho
Everybody
cheese.
knows that.
Yeah,
one.
but I think.
But it's, so that's like a. What is that? What's that?
I love that
joke
one.
called? Is that like a? That's a joke.
Oh,
isn't
do you
it?
know your man? And he always looked real stoned with long hair. What was his name? And he was all like one-liners, like, oh my
Paddy Austin.
my father used to be a roofer. So if you're up there, Dad, do you know things like that.
Yeah,
James-
I love that
James
one
Hart.
actually. There's some guy that does
Yeah.
20 minutes of
Oh,
one-liners.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking about
one-liners.
actual people. You're not talking about people we know.
No,
Okay.
one comedian, and he just constantly does
Yeah,
one-liners.
I've
like
seen a few clips on him.
that. He's funny.
He's,
like
he's hilarious.
he's constantly one-liner. Like there's no real like flow to a show. It's just constant one-liners like that. Like, and then of course you have puppets as well.
Okay.
And Twizzquism.
Funny you should say puppets, because the
Puppets.
term punchline comes from the classical puppet show Punch and Judy.
Punch and Judy.
Yeah.
I love Punch and Judy.
Punch's lines were often the ones that closed the joke, and his part was that part was named in his honor.
So it's
So
called Punch's
punchline.
So unfortunately, we've reached the end of episode 114, and it is the first one in 114 episodes that I'm actually here on my own. Usually, we always manage to get somebody in and to have a chat with us. If there's someone missing, you know, Sarah in the past has come on. John and Scotty has managed to get people in maybe when I've missed, and we've sent snippets in and things. But unfortunately, life is one of those things that eventually it happened after 113 episodes that number 114 was left all down to me. So to finish it off in usual waffle hour style, I'm going to do some shell bombs. So 3 different kind of shell bombs, maybe one original shell bomb, one did you know, and then one origin. So we've covered all 3. So the first one, we'll do the origin maybe first. We'll start with the origins. So I've been doing some phrases over the last while on where phrases have come from, etc. So on this one, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about can't hold a candle. So some people might relate to this from being younger, and we've talked about it before on when we talked about like working with your dad and things your dad taught you and things like that, which was holding the torch, and more than likely holding the torch incorrectly. So can't hold a candle. This one dates back to the 17th century, and the meaning is related to one's incompetence. The saying came from talking about an apprentice who was not even skillful enough to hold a candle for his master. In short, they are worthless as an apprentice. So there you go. Can't hold a candle. Talk about people's incompetence, or the inability of a 6 or 7 year old to hold a torch correctly while their dad is doing some work. Then next on it is did you know? So over the Christmas period and maybe into January, you might have been very busy. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't know this, but your dishwasher has a filter in it. Same way as your dryer has a lint filter that should be cleaned. Your washing machine also has a filter that needs to be cleaned. Your toaster has a tray underneath it which you need to clean out the crumbs, otherwise it might catch fire. Your dishwasher also has a filter, and it should be changed actually every 3 months or so. So make sure if there is a smell in your dishwasher, check that filter. There's probably bits of food and all that stuck down there. And if you didn't know there was a filter in there and you have been changing and looking after it, kudos to you. Now, the last one is going to be the original shell bomb. And I don't know if you've ever had like this thought or thought about it. But what are your shoe sizes? So everybody knows, oh, I'm an 8. I don't know, I'm a if you're a kid, you're 1, 2, 3, then you move into adult sizes. I'm a 5, a 6, 7, 8. Some people are size 13, 14. I think maybe the biggest shoe size in the world at one point, like ever, record books, I think was size 36 perhaps. I think I heard that somewhere. But do you know where the measurement comes from 8? What is 8? What is 9? What is 10? Obviously, you know that is your shoe size, that the shoe is going to be a size 8, but how did it measure it? It's not inches, it's not feet, it's not millimeters. It is corn size. So it's and most specifically barley corn. So barley corn is an old English unit that equates to 1/3 inch, so 8.47 millimeters, and it is the basis for the UK shoe size, which we use here in Ireland. North American shoe size, European shoe sizes is 41, 42, whatever the case may be. Don't know where that comes from. I did not research it that much. I only want to know the unit of measurement that we use. So if you have a size 8, it is 8 barley corns long, which is 8 1/3 inches, or 8 by 8.47 millimeters. And that is actually your shoe size. That is where the measurement for your shoes come from. Now, thinking of that, I don't know if you notice it, but some shoe sizes are obviously different. So maybe barley corn are different sizes in different parts of the world. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that is where your shoe size comes from. And then going on the very last thing, a little bonus little feature where John isn't here for his dad joke. But I have one for you. We'll throw it in. We may as well cover all bases while the lads aren't here. And one of my other favourite dad jokes is this. I support farming. I guess you could say I'm pro-tractor. Actually, that's more of a visual one, isn't it? Because you have to see the protractor. Yeah, it's a little bit of a maths farming joke. Actually, I'm not sure whether that crossed over unless you actually see the picture of the protractor. But anyway, I'm not the best at dad jokes, as you can tell. John is the master of that. So on that shell bomb of me being crap at dad jokes, we're going to end episode 114 for today. Take it easy, folks.